Dr. R. Sugaraj Samuel. He is working as a professor in physics at New College, Chennai. He is also training students for IIT JEE, AIEEE and BIT SAT. He has more than 16 years experience in both teaching and research. He has published a book titled The Complete Handbook of Bachelor of Electronic Science Practicals, which is prescribed for the syllabus for BSc Electronic Science by University of Madras. He has presented papers in several national and international conferences and has also conducted many training programs and workshops to motivate energetic students. His research areas are ultrasonic, polymers, crystal growth and photovoltaic systems. He is experienced in both regular classroom teaching and online teaching as well.
Welcome to UGC lecture series on oscillations and waves. We are discussing about the concepts related to waves, especially about sound waves. In today's lecture, we are going to learn about the superposition of n sound waves. Here n means more than 2. So, let us see the session outline before we start this lecture. In this lecture, we are going to learn the superposition of n progressing waves, in which we are going to learn the terminologies like phase velocity and group velocity. What is superposition? It is adding together. It is also called interference. The interference of oscillations are very familiar concept for us. When we add two oscillations together, what sort of results we obtain? That has been done already in this course. But now this lecture is devoted for what happens to this kind of superposition when two waves are added together. The effects will be somewhat similar to that of superposition of oscillations, but in addition to that we will have the other phenomenon also, because in the case of oscillation, the adding together of oscillation will happen with respect to one mean position. It will not propagate or it will not get disturbed. But in the case of waves, when the waves are added, it is also getting moved, it is progressing further. So, we need to learn some of the fundamental concepts about what happens when two progressing waves are added together rather than oscillation. So, let us see what is the superposition of two waves. The principle of superposition may be applied to waves whenever two or more waves traveling through the same medium at the same time. The waves pass through each other without being disturbed. The net displacement of the medium at any point in space or time is simply the sum of the individual wave displacements. So, the net effect is the summation of the two effects put together. That when we say summation, the summation is governed by the phase at which the oscillations are happening in the progressing wave, and also how the amplitudes are varying in the individual cases. When we take two typical equations and discuss about it, I think the concept will be made more clear than discussing it without the equations. Let us see the equations for the discussion. We can consider the two waves as these two waves shown here. Y1 is the displacement of one wave with amplitude A1, frequency, angular frequency omega 1, wave number k1 and phase phi 1. And similarly for the other wave Y2, the same A2 as amplitude, omega 2 as angular frequency, k2 as the wave number phi 2 is the phase. The resultant wave is obtained by simply adding them. So, we have substituted for the y1 and y2 terms here. So, y is the addition of the resultant is the addition of the two individual waves. Though we have shown the addition as a very simple expression here, enormous calculations are to be done when we have different amplitudes, different frequencies and different phase. So, the mathematical simplification will become very cumbersome. We need to use lot of trigonometric identities. So, we will normally do it with some assumptions like same frequency and different amplitude as one case, and then same amplitude and different frequencies as the second case, without phase difference, with phase difference, like that. Some special cases when they are taken into account, the mathematical steps would become easy. Look at the value of this omega by k. Though we have written the omega 1 and k 1 as two separate terms, the omega and k are related with the velocity using this expression. So, any one could be taken as a varying term when we use this expression for velocity. We can extend the concept of addition to many such waves as like this. See, the suffix I is a running variable now, it can run from 1 to n. So, we have taken a varying frequency, varying wave number, varying phase. We can also have special cases on the basis of amplitude, frequency and phase. Each one can be dealt with analytical treatment, which requires extensive use of trigonometry. The mathematical simplification will be very tedious when we have all the terms as varying terms. Now, what is the result we would be getting out of this kind of addition, and what is the explanation we are going to get out of it? That is what is my focus. Rather than taking the typical analytical simplification of the addition either for 2 waves or for n waves, I would like to highlight mainly upon the final form and also the implication of the final form with a discussion. So, let us see the concepts further. As a special case, if these waves have same frequency but different amplitude and phase, then the resultant wave will also have same frequency and modified amplitude and phase. See here, they have the same frequency, maybe different amplitudes. The resultant will also have the same frequency as the two added case, and of course, phase and amplitudes could be relaxed, but the frequency is the same. These are some of the familiar results which has been discussed already. Same way, when we vary the frequency, what will happen? Let us see the concept further. If these waves have different frequencies, then the resultant wave is modified and it is no longer simple harmonic in nature. I would like to show this picture to validate this statement. A is a wave which has got shape like this, its frequency is very low. By the long wavelength itself we could infer that. And similarly, another wave B is taken, its wavelength is shorter than that of the A wave. So, the frequency is high. So, a low frequency wave A and a high frequency wave B, when these two are added, it is just shown for reference, another wave of this shape is obtained, which is represented as the wave C. If you carefully look at this, there is one variation happening as that of B and also another variation happening as that of A. See, there is an envelope and also this B is present. So, the presence of the two frequencies is felt in the resultant wave. This is for the case of only two waves having different frequency when they are added together. If this is extended for many number of waves, what would be the result? Again, basically the resultant also will have the effect of all the waves present in it. It will be little difficult for us to arrive with a mathematical expression, but with the graph or with the illustration I would like to explain them so that we could go ahead with the concepts of that. This is one visual I wanted to show. Here we have a static picture in which many such waves are added. They are all differing in frequency, mild difference is there. It could be noticed if we compare this position with several such positions considered here. And what is the result of that? When two such waves having slightly different frequencies are added, we get an envelope kind of shape, and in oscillation this phenomenon is called beat. Beats is the result of two frequencies which are very close to each other, and if we add several such frequencies together, obviously an envelope pattern is going to be present in the final wave, and that would not be a simple harmonic wave. Pure simple harmonic nature will not be there. Of course, some of the characters of the simple harmonic nature will be there, but altogether it is going to be totally different. These are some of the explanations I would like to give. There is one term called phase velocity. The phase velocity of a wave is the rate at which the phase of the wave propagates in space. This is the velocity at which the phase of any one frequency component of the wave travels. The phase velocity Vp is given in terms of the angular frequency omega and the wave number k. This is represented here as an expression. The Vp here is velocity of the phase or a particular phase position, which is omega divided by k. Omega is angular frequency, k is wave number. Omega has got the term 2 pi nu and k is 2 pi divided by lambda. So, when we substitute those terms there, the typical wave velocity we will get v is equal to the frequency nu or f, whatever representation we use, that frequency multiplied with wavelength we will get. So, what is phase velocity? It is the velocity of any one component that is present in the resultant wave that we are going to get by adding several waves. When we say this as the phase velocity, it is the wave velocity of an individual wave that is present in the resultant. And what is the next term? Let us have a look at the slide further. It is called group velocities. The amplitude envelope will contain group of internal waves. This speed is usually called the group velocity. It is represented here as Vg. In a given medium, the frequency is some function of the wave number. Omega is a function of k. This I will explain further, but let us go ahead with the concepts now. In general, the phase velocity is given as Vp is equal to omega by k. This we have just taken, and the group velocity depend on the frequency and on the medium. The group velocity is defined as d omega divided by dk. You may ask, what is the difference between group velocity and the phase velocity? Phase velocity is a velocity of the phase which has got the expression just omega divided by k. But in the case of group velocity, it is the ratio of change in omega for a change in the wave number, d omega divided by dk. Though the terms appear somewhat similar, there is a vast difference in the two. Mathematically, there is a vast variation in the two expressions. This could be understood when we take a typical example. When we say a wave is traveling in a medium, sometimes the frequency with which the wave is progressing would be a function of k, the wave number. In other words, as the waves progress, the wavelength lambda is decided by some of the characteristic features of the wave, like the density, the pressure of the medium, which is obviously the velocity deciding terms for a wave propagation. If that being the case, the wave number will get shortened or get extended depending on the variation that is happening in the medium. So, that is the conclusion we get. As the wave propagates, same medium, nothing, no change in the wavelength k, but in the case of varying characteristics, varying medium, the lambda will also be varying, accordingly the V will also vary. The frequency is one factor which would remain constant in all the medium. Because of this concept, the wave would travel with different velocity in different medium, thus with different wavelength in different medium. What happens to the group velocity and phase velocity? That is what is taken up for discussion now. Have a look at this picture. This shows the concept of the group velocity and phase velocity with a practical example. When we consider a fleet of birds flying in air, the group will travel with one velocity. The entire group of birds, they will travel at a particular velocity, that is called group velocity. But when we carefully observe individual birds, each bird will have its own velocity, that is called the phase velocity. So, what is the comparison? The group velocity is the velocity of the group of birds, and the phase velocity is the velocity of the individual birds. Sometimes these two could be same also. If the group velocity and the phase velocity is the same, the group will move as such. Individual birds and the group, if they all have same velocity, the group will move together without any deformation in the shape. As a unchanging shape, the group will progress, that is commonly seen when the birds fly in air. But what will happen if the individual birds have different velocity as they progress? Will the group or the shape be the same? Definitely the shape will vary, the shape will not be the same. As the individual birds have different velocities, the group shape will be different. So, that is what is happening if a group of waves with interference, with the resultant wave formed, is traveling in a medium. Now, we have to keep an important point in mind. What will happen when a electromagnetic wave travels and what will happen when a sound wave travels? These two are to be seen in two different perspectives. Electromagnetic wave does not require a medium at all for its progression, but whereas a sound wave needs a medium. So, no dispersive medium, that means no medium. In the case of electromagnetic waves, in the absence of a dispersive medium, say vacuum, the phase velocity and the group velocity will be the same. That is proved here with simple equations. The phase velocity is omega divided by k. We can substitute for omega as Ck. Here C is the velocity of the electromagnetic wave in vacuum. When it travels like that, so we get the phase velocity as the velocity of the electromagnetic wave itself. Even when it is traveling as a group, the omega has the same. the omega is Ck only, because there is no dispersive medium present, because it is traveling through vacuum. So, it will be the same expression. So, what do we get when we differentiate this? Here C is a constant. So, we will have this as the term C. We will take this C out, and dk by dk we will have when we differentiate. So, the phase velocity and the group velocity both are same as far as no dispersive medium in the case of electromagnetic wave. We have to keep that point in mind. Now, for the same electromagnetic wave, now we will come back to a medium which has the dispersing nature. Let us look at the expression. In dispersive medium, for example, let us assume there is a dispersing medium with a dispersion relation. For example, omega is equal to a constant term k. Here do not get confused with this a, it is not amplitude, here it is taken as some constant a with k square. The omega is a function of k now, k has got the wavelength present in it. So, in that case, now when we find out what is the phase velocity, we are substituting for omega as k square a, and we get ak as the answer. But in the same way, when we try to find out for the group velocity, we are substituting again for omega here, but when we differentiate, we get 2 ak. Look at the two terms. The phase velocity is something different from that of group velocity. In this case, the group velocity seem to be greater than that of the phase velocity. So, the conclusion is, in the presence of a dispersing medium, definitely the phase velocity and the group velocity will be different. It is dependent on the dispersing nature. The medium is dispersing the wave based on the dependence of omega with k. The example which we have seen, omega is proportional to k square, omega is equal to a k square. So, in that case, the group velocity seem to be greater or even twice that of the phase velocity. So, what will happen when such a case happens? The wave form, that is the shape will no longer be the same, it gets dispersed in space. When we take the case of the electromagnetic wave like light wave, when light wave travels through vacuum, all the colors travel at the same velocity c, 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. But the same combination of colors, the white light, when it passes through a medium, in a medium each color is having a different velocity and thus different wavelength and thus the dispersion. So, this is the reason for getting the 7 colors from a prism, and that is pertaining to the electromagnetic wave, which does not even require a medium for its travel. When it travels through a dispersing medium, of course, the colors are all divided, each color is having different velocity. And what will happen when it is the sound wave? Sound wave definitely requires a medium for its propagation. So, the medium will definitely disperse the sound wave when it travels as a group by the result of superposition of n waves. So, dispersion is inevitable. Let us see the concepts further. Sound is a mechanical wave, it definitely requires a medium for its propagation. Hence, while passing through the medium, there will be a possibility for dispersion. Acoustic dispersion is a phenomenon of a sound wave separating into its component frequencies as it passes through a material. The phase velocity of the sound wave is viewed as the function of frequency. So, this is an important conclusion. When sound travels through a medium, because it obviously needs a medium for its propagation. That medium will disperse the sound into different frequencies. So, different frequencies it is going to be divided. This kind of phenomenon is called dispersion, but this will not be felt much when it is traveling through a single medium. When it is traveling through different media which are having different characteristics, the dispersion could be observed clearly. The dispersion itself will get modified. So, all these concepts are there in store when we learn about the sound as a special course. Now, we will see how the sound dispersion would occur when it comes out from a source like a loudspeaker or even a tuning fork. See, this is how the sound is getting dispersed. When it comes out from a source like a loudspeaker, there is a wide dispersion when the frequency is a low frequency. It is getting widened, and in the case of high frequency, the dispersion occurs very narrow. So, which is called the narrow dispersion. So, what is the conclusion out of it? There is acoustic dispersion when collection of waves pass through a medium. Now, we will compare the sound wave with the electromagnetic wave and get little more clarity about the behavior of sound wave. Sound wave and an electromagnetic wave. This is the comparison of sound with electromagnetic wave. Sound can undergo reflection as like an electromagnetic wave. Here we can keep the light as an example for the electromagnetic wave, then we could easily understand the concepts. Sound can undergo refraction as like electromagnetic wave. Sound can undergo interference as like electromagnetic wave, that is adding together of wave producing different effects. Sound can undergo diffraction also as like electromagnetic wave. What is diffraction? It is the spreading of sound in the geometrically shadowed region. It is common. The diffraction phenomenon is observed both in sound wave and also in light, the electromagnetic wave. Sound can undergo absorption as like electromagnetic wave. When there is an absorbing medium, the sound will also be absorbed. This phenomenon is very much used for designing of the acoustics of auditoria. When sound is produced in an auditorium, huge structure where people are seated, there should not be reflection. The absorbing medium should be there on the wall. So, sound is also absorbed, electromagnetic waves are also absorbed. The last point is sound cannot be polarized as like electromagnetic wave, because sound is a longitudinal wave when it propagates through air. So, the polarization is not possible, whereas the polarization is possible for electromagnetic wave. Polarization is restricting the vibration to one single plane, because sound is a longitudinal wave, such a restriction is not possible. So, with this we come to the conclusion of this lecture. Let us see the summary for today's lecture. In this session, we have seen the concepts of superposition of n progressing waves. We have come across the technical terms like phase velocity, group velocity, and also dispersion of a medium. Before we wind up, let us test our understanding by answering these questions. Explain superposition of n waves, define phase velocity and define group velocity. What is dispersion of sound? Compare sound wave with that of electromagnetic wave with its characters. With this, I would like to wind up the concepts which are given in the syllabus, oscillations and waves. Thank you for patient watching.